Question like this under shear force and bending moment are common under the ICE, which means Institute of Civil Engineers examination. And you can also find questions like this under fundamentals of engineering examination. So how do we solve this question? The first thing we are going to do is to take the summation of vertical forces to be equal to 0, upward force positive, downward force negative. All right, like as I always say rather, you can take your upward force to be negative and your downward force to be positive. So don't let this to be a problem. Is that clear? This is just an assumption of our coordinates. All right, so we are saying upward force, sum of upward force is equals to sum of downward forces. That is, reaction at A plus reaction at B will be equals to, we are having a uniformly distributed load, right? Which is 10 kilonewton per meter. If you convert that to a point load, it's going to be 10 times the length of the span on which it's sustained. So that is times 6. So we are going to have reaction at A plus reaction at B to be equals to 60. So this is equation number 1. Then the next thing is to take the summation of moment about point A to be equals to 0. Mind you, you can take the summation of moment about any point, either about point A or about point B or anyhow you want it. Is that clear? So let's call this point to be point C. All right. So this is going to be reaction at B multiplied by total distance, which is 9, minus what? Minus, we're having a uniform distributed load. When we convert to point load, it is 60 times, it's going to be acting at what? At the center, at the center of the span on which it's sustained on. Is that clear? So it's going to be acting at 6 divided by 3 is what? Sorry, 6 divided by 2 is what? 3. Then everything will be equal to what? 0. So here we're going to have 9 RB minus 60 times 3. That is 180. 180 then equals to 0. So 9 RB will be equals to 180. So if we divide both sides by 9, then our reaction at B will be equals to 20. We are going to have this to be 20 kilonewton. All right, because 2 times 9 is 18, right? All right, so now for us to get the reaction at A, now we can get our reaction at A. We make reaction at A the subject. So this is going to be 60 minus reaction at B. That is 60 minus 20, which is going to give us 40 kilonewton. All right. So the next thing we are going to do is our shear force calculation. So I'm going to do shear force calculation. Shear force calculation. All right. So start with the shear force at point B. All right. This is point B. This is point A. All right. So if you stand at point B and you look towards your right, we only have the reaction at B. So, and I will say upward force should be positive. Now reaction at B is 20. So this is going to be 20 kilonewton. And then the shear force at point C will be the same as what? 20 kilonewton. Because if you stand at point C and you look towards the right, we only have this upward force. So the last but not the least is the shear force at point A. So the shear force at point A will be equals to, now if you stand here, if you look towards your right hand side, we have reaction at B, which is 20 minus this uniform distributed. We take it to a point load, is going to be what? 60. So 20 minus 60, that is what? Minus 40. Minus 40. Now, if you now add the effect of this reaction at A to it, which is what? Plus 40. So everything will be equals to what? 0. So it means that the shear force at point A, it changes from negative 40 to what? To 0. I hope you understand. All right. So now the next thing is the bending moment calculation. Bending moment calculation. All right, so the bending moment at point B will be equals to 0, because I have already told us that to have a simple supported beam, the moment at the end of our bending moment, the moment at the end of a simple supported beam is 0. If you look at this, you stand at point B and you look at towards your right, we only have a force but no distance. All right, so let's go for the bending moment at point C. The bending moment at point C. Now, the bending moment at point C, what will be the distance here? The distance here is going to be 9 minus 6, which is 3. So it's going to be 20 multiplied by 3. 20 multiplied by 3, which is what? 60 kilonewton meter. All right. So the last but not the least is the bending moment at point A. The bending moment at point A will be equals to 20 multiplied by the total distance, which is 9, minus then we have our uniform distributed load there. When we convert to a point load is 60, then it's going to act at half of, it's going to act at the center, that is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So everything will be equals to what? So everything will be equals to 180 minus 180, that is what? 0. And normally I don't supposed to calculate this, because I have already told us that our simple supported beam at the end, that the shear force at both ends is 0. Is that clear? All right, so now we are now going to draw the shear force and the bending moment diagram. Everywhere that we have points, we are going to draw a dotted line downward. Is that clear? Wait. All right, so this is our reference line for our shear force, and this is the reference line for our bending moment. Above the line is positive and below is negative. All right, so the shear force at point B is 20. So let's take this point to be 20. All right, and between B and C we don't have any other force, so we are going to have a constant line. All right, so and at point C again our shear force remain as 20, so 20. No problem. All right, so at point A our shear force at point A is negative 40. Then from negative 40 it moves back to 0. All right, so let's call this point our 40. Then we are going to be using an inclined line to join the points together, because we are having a UDL, a uniformly distributed load. All right. All right, I hope we are getting it right. You can let us know in the comment section. All right, so and then it moved back to 0. Move back to 0. So that's it. So this is our shear force diagram. So let's go for our bending moment diagram. So for our bending moment diagram, the bending moment at point B is 0, and the bending moment at point C is 60. So let's take this to be 60. The bending moment at point A is 0, but mind you, we are having our shear force here to be 0. Look at this. At this point, shear force is 0, and anywhere shear force is 0, we are going to have maximum bending moment there. All right, so we are going to be drawing a straight line down here. That will help us to calculate our shear force, our bending moment rather. All right. All right. All right, so yeah, that's it. So now the next thing is, we don't know the distance from this point to this point. Is either you are taking your distance towards this side, or you are taking your distance towards this side, or towards everything that we have here. Anyhow you want to do it. So no panic at all. Is that clear? All right, so let me just take it towards this side. All right, so here and here, let's call it S. Is that clear? All right. So if we call it S, we are going to have, what is our ROB? Our ROB is 20, right? So now we want to find the shear force about this point here. All right, so the shear force is going to be ROB, then we are having a uniform distributed load here. If we convert that to a point load, it's going to be 10 times S, which is 10S. So we are going to have this to be 20 minus 10S, which will be equals to what? 0. So 20 will be equals to 10S, or let's say 10S will be equals to 20. Divide both sides by 10. S will be equals to 2. S is equals to 2 meter. So the distance at which our shear force is equals to 0 is 2 meter from what? From this point. Is that clear? Or you can say from point C. Is that clear? All right. So the next thing is to calculate our bending moment. Now let's calculate the maximum bending moment. So it's going to be ROB multiplied by the total distance. Don't forget that here the distance here is 3. So it's going to be 3 plus S. That is 3 plus 2, which is what? 5, right? So it's going to be maximum, that is M max, is going to be 20 multiplied by 5. Then we are having a uniform distributed load there minus 10 times S, 10 times 2, then times 2 divided by 2, because it's going to act at the center of that part. So this will be equals to what? So 20 times 5 is 100, right? And this is going to be 20. 100 minus 20, 100 minus 20 is 80. So here we are going to have this to be 80 kilonewton meter, right? Kilonewton meter. All right, so that is what we are going to have. So it shows that our maximum bending moment is 80, right? And we said this other one for C, our bending moment for C is 60, right? So definitely this is going to be 80. So we are going to be using a parabolic curve to join this curve and to join this other one. So let's join this first, right? All right, so we are going to use our point load now, our inclined line, to join this point and this point. All right, so that is it. So the next thing we are going to do now is to shade the diagram so that our diagram will come out well. All right, so here is our shear force diagram and below is our bending moment diagram. I believe the question is well simplified and well understood. Don't forget that we have a well structured material on shear force and bending moments that cut across various institutions such as Oxford, MIT, Cambridge, and so on and so forth. You can place order for our material, and you know, anything coming out from us is always top notch. So this material is carefully written by us, so you can just place an order. And if you want a private class, you can also reach out. Just go to our description. You have access to our WhatsApp, and then you also have our email address. You can send us a direct message and we are going to respond to you as quick as possible. And peradventure today is your first time of coming across our content, do well to give this video a thumbs up, click on the notification bell so that anytime we upload a video of this kind, you'll be the first to receive the notification, and do well to share this content with your friends who might be in need of them. Thank you. Stay tuned.